Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Tuesday, October 6th, 2020. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. You can, of course, support me on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. So, what have I been doing over this past few days? As I have not been playing Space Angels thus far up until this very point in time. Well, I have been very much preoccupied by a new release game that is a free new release game called Genshin Impact. That is a role-playing game, actiony role-playing game, and has a exploration focus in the vein of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So similar, similar in the exploration aspect, but it's also very anime, and it's, well, as I said, it's free to play with a monetization system that seems okay in that they do give you a lot of stuff for free and you can easily work towards getting stuff like the actual quote unquote premium currency. There's a whole bunch of currencies in there, but the primary ones that can affect progression in it you can obtain through regular gameplay. Of course, you can also, pay for access to various things, but it's also a essentially gambling system for getting new characters. So if you don't like that, then stay away with a massive 500-foot pole from that. Um, but I'm okay. They give you the things you need to do the draws, to do the rolls, and you have a system with a guaranteed good output after a certain number of rolls, which you can obtain them for free to begin with. Then I don't see any major problem, especially since it's not a PvP game at this point in time. There is no player versus player. There's co-op. There's dungeon co-op in it, but it's mostly a single player experience, and I don't see any problems whatsoever with the actual monetization system because of how the game is currently designed, what its focus is on. If it was a competitive multiplayer game, then yes, that would be a huge sticking point on the just the ability to pay to skip a huge amount of time and to pay to have the best of the best stuff, the most power, paying for power. Um, but it's not a competitive PvP type of game, so it's okay, honestly, for me. And of course, free to everyone to play. And you get a whole bunch of free stuff right now because it's early in its release. They send you a whole bunch of stuff, and yeah, it's been interesting. It's been occupying my time outside of my streams and my recordings. Speaking of my recordings and all of that, I should at least discuss and mention the fact that next week I will not be around and will not be streaming. So, starting on this Sunday's stream, I believe that is the 11th, Sunday, October 11th, through the 18th, I will not be streaming. So, the 11th, 13th, 15th, and 18th, no streams. That's because I will be out of town helping to pack and load a moving truck of stuff that we want from my grandmother's house in Massachusetts, and this will be the last time that we will be in the house. So it's the time to say goodbye to that house up in Massachusetts. That beautiful, beautiful house up in Massachusetts on a wonderful, beautiful property. However, today, today we stream, and Thursday we stream at the usual time. Also, Pi Block is officially over. I have ended that series as of this last Sunday's stream on the 4th because, well, it's not getting views. For one, no views. Very, very few by comparison to everything else that I do. And it's been on the decline, steady decline on viewership, both on the live stream and on YouTube. And because I missed 2 Sundays in a row, I decided that would be the final stream. We got into stainless steel on that stream and did a bit of a base tour at the very end of the day. So going forward, I will be streaming this playthrough, Space Angels, on every single stream day once I do get back from my time away. So from the stream on the 20th, which is a Tuesday in 2 weeks' time, the 22nd, then the 25th Sunday will be this going forward. So, the game. Let's get into this Space Angels playthrough, shall we? Last time we left off, I just want to refamiliarize myself. This is why we start off with this little period of recap here. What did I do last time? This is me asking myself what I did last time. I set up crawler bots for logistics. I am making a whole bunch of stuff that I'll need for my building of the rail system. But I don't have actual rails being made because I need to bring stone down to my provider chests. So that's where we will be beginning today. I have rubber getting made for some wonderful stuffs for the wires, my glorious wires. Rubber for insulated wire for wire, the red and green cables, which looks like I only have red being made right now and not green, which is interesting, to say the least. Yeah, here's the insulated wire, making a whole bunch of red wire. So this is really weird, because right now I only have access to these 2x2 chests, and not access to the single tile chests. So that makes this a little bit more wonky. Just a little bit wonky. Do I have a car yet? That's a great question. Do I have a car? I would like a car. I have this. I have the construction vehicle. That's what I decided to build instead of car. So we're gonna go up, or maybe I should make sure that I actually have what I need for this. I need to get infrastructure for building out dedicated stone. What does dedicated stone look like? It looks like electrolyzers. So I need to, while I'm here, get a few additional electrolyzers whatever tab they're living in. Oh, I can actually build level 2 electrolyzers with clay bricks. Huh. That would be nice. Let's actually make a whole bunch of regular ones, because I should be carrying around the... Looks like I need steel and steel pipe if I do want more of this, so I'm limited on steel to do this upgrade more so than on the clay bricks. Interesting, the icon, yeah, in artisanal reskins, it looks like they are giving you, it's either artisanal or the other one, sort of. Let's see, this is modified by what now? Artisanal reskins, yes. So that mod is adding little tick marks to show you the tier of the pipe, what tier the pipes are, because it can get confusing, because there are so many pipes, so many different types of pipes. I think I'll just actually make a car and use the car rather than this huge thingy, because I don't feel like I need it right now. So, from my understanding, if you were not aware, the reason why there are so many different types of pipes is that originally, when Bob did the design on these pipes, there was supposed to be 3 different versions for each tier, with one being the equivalent of the iron pipe with 100 units on its fluid box that it holds, one being lower than 100 units, so a narrower pipe at higher pressure, and one that was larger for moving less dense stuff. So the idea was more realistic type things. You can move denser stuff through a narrower pipe faster, and you can do less dense gas type stuff in the bigger pipe over distance. But the fluid mechanics in the game simply did not work out to make that actually useful in the slightest, because no because whether or not you went lower or higher, you end up reducing the effectiveness of your pipes either way. So it's like the iron pipe is the best throughput over distance by comparison to lowering the amount that it holds per segment versus raising the amount that it holds per segment, just because the fluid mechanics are stupid and are designed around the idea of having 100 units per pipe segment. They are literally designed for 100 units per pipe segment as the maximum flow rate. It sucks. There is no concept of pressure in Factorio fluid mechanics. It's just a number of amount of stuff moving per second. It's not pressure. There's no vacuum at the demand point, and no oomph. Even though we have pumps, the pumps aren't technically an oomph as much per se. They operate a little bit differently. They'll push stuff at a rate, but it's not quite the same as pressure, to be completely clear on that. So, stone. Dedicated stone. I'll go ahead and do it in this nice little spot I have right here. So I need to do very specifically this recipe. This very specifically, and what we want is the slag out of this, because in order to do dedicated stone, what we're going to do is electrolyze for slag, and then crush the slag into crushed stone, and then break the crushed stone into stone. Yes, C block on land. This is very familiar to you if you have ever done C block playthroughs. It's just convenient. It's just convenient. I do want stone out of crushed stone. I want the crushed stone out of slag, and I want the slag out of the not electrolysis electrodes. So how much do I want? Well, if we have a look at 15, we can see, oh my god, that's so much stuff. Yes. Yes, it is so much stuff. It's rather annoying. It's so big of a build for this, but this is the way of getting dedicated slag, dedicated stone, / also dedicated slag for doing stuff with slag, like making mineral stuff. Like doing slag slurry if you had the sulfuric acid to feed it. So, anyway, we're not going to have 15, but we're at least going to have enough to do our rails out of this. I'm just going to plop down my things. Do I have nanobots? A few. I have a few of my nanobots. Actually, click the correct button, please. I'm going to do a copy-paste of stuffs. Oh, and I will, of course, be completely and utterly voiding the gases out of this until I need them. Until I need them. I will need them at some point, but for now, no. I will not be needing them. Also, we have the beautiful, beautiful electric power poles. The output is best up top, because that makes it pretty consistent, so that means I will, of course, need to move these power poles up a bit. That's 4. I have the space for a lot more. Can you pass through electrolyzers that pass water through electrolyzers? And no. No, these are all input ports. I need to have a doohickey at the end that feeds these. The water is going to flow that way. There is no input output port on these guys. I don't. No. You can take the oxygen and hydrogen and make water again out of it. But I don't think the ratios are right. To be completely honest, the ratios are just not accurate in the slightest. You don't have enough proper stuff for that. Do you remember water is 2 hydrogen to 1 oxygen, so 30-40 makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Absolutely no sense. And you'd still need water in. Anyway, let's see. That will be... That's 4. I have more than this. That will be 8. I'm now out of nanobot ammo. Huzzah! More. I think this will be okay for now. I have tech. I need flare stacks. How ineffective are the flare stacks? That's my point of concern. How not effective are these things? What is the amount that they can void? Because that's 60 stuff per second and 80 stuff per second. How much do these void per second? That's the question. So if I do hydrogen, the geniest of hydrogen, I need that hydrogen. Chemical void in flare stack. 100 every 0.5, so 200 per second. Yes. 200 per second. Anyway, we need techs to happen. Glass, I guess? I mean, I'm not really paying attention anymore, specifically to the techs I'm taking. Getting into concrete bricks is going to be very important later. Getting movement speed and reach and mining speed and inventory. Yes, inventory. That's good stuff. The smelting trains, I'm not so sure about. By the way, I'm pretty sure someone commented. I'm remembering someone commented on one of the initial videos here. It's like, why are you not using the combined warehouse mod and train mod? Because at the time that I first downloaded them, those things did not exist. Like, I didn't even realize those combined mods that exist for all of the trains in one mod and all of the warehouses and silos and the Jax tank all in one mod. That exists now. It didn't exist when I first downloaded them. And I didn't even know that they exist until pretty recently, after starting this playthrough. What are those mods exactly? I don't even have the exact names. You have to just search for Arch 666 Angel for the mod author to see the list of mods that they have released, and you'll see that there are combined sets for the various random individual thingies. Which, yeah, I've said already that those combined packs do exist, that I know that they do exist, but at the time I set this up, I did not know that they existed. Because I've been playing for a while. I've had this installed on my system for a long time, / over a year and a half at this point. It was, I think, I bought this game on March 15th of last year, of 2019. And in that period of time, I have played for, well, I have had the game running through Steam for 2,908 hours. It's a few hours. I spent a few hours in this game. I've played this game a little bit, briefly. Let's see. I need my thingies. Where are the why ore crushers? I need things. These. These. I need these. Clay, steel. Wherefore art thou? Let's go get the clay. Because that's another thing we did last time, is set up clay. Also upgraded to Mark II thingies there. So now I have a bit of power available. 60 whole megawatts at this point in time. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of clay. Walking speed 125, huh? Cool. Shall we paint the planet with something? I don't know, clay is ugly. Yeah, it's just as ugly as I remember it being. I think basically all of this tile is just straight up ugly. I think the reinforced concrete, or the whatever brick thing that you get, is a little bit more reasonable on how it looks, but yeah, mostly clay is ugly. Completely and utterly. I can make one Mark II ore crusher. One whole Mark II ore crusher. Yay! Celebrations. I need steel. I need lots. I did not put an output on you. Well, let's rectify that little issue to make sure that I am actually doing stuff with you. If I had the iron supplying this properly. Oh yeah, the yellow belts are faster, so I can actually do that full 76.8 whatever out of these. Why is it 76.8? That's interesting. Probably effects of temperature? It's more than I would expect. I would think it would be higher. It would be lower than that, actually. It's producing more than I would expect. Alright, let's see. What do I need now? More. Crush. Crush! Crush, kill, destroy. Oh, I have Mark 1s. Well. That's good to know. Let's use those instead. We are going to be getting some stone from slag. So first off, I need to crush this. I have 8 of these, making 2 per second, so I will need 2 of these, or maybe just 1 of the Mark IIs. That would be, yes, good and proper amount. Just in case, I would like to scale later. I need to grab more power poles at some point. Now that's going to make me a bit of crushed stone. I will need... Ooh, I need more of these, too. Make me stone. You can process 3. I need you to process 4. Oh, boy. I need thing. Thing. More thing. Oh, iron? Really? Make me thing. Glorious. Ta-da! Okay, which line am I going to draw? I need a doohickey down here. I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore. Exactly. I think this... This... I don't have enough yellow belt. Yay! More yellow belt is required. Let's get yellow belt. Let's get resources. Resources! Need more resources. I understand the minor irony of the fact that I'm doing all this in order to get a lot more resources. There's a cruel irony in there that I need resources to get more resources. Welcome to Factorio, where you need stuff to get stuff. Stuff to get more stuff, to get more stuff, to get new stuff, to get more stuff, to get new stuff, to get more stuff, to get new stuff, until eventually you launch several rockets and have all of the science and are producing things at your chosen desired level of output. Factorio. In a nutshell. So there's my stone. Ta-da! Dedicated stone. Slowly, but surely, dedicated stone. That's a significant bit of power, too. 2.5 megawatts by itself off of those electrolyzers, because they are so bad with power. 310 kilowatts consumption. By the way, am I the only one that really dislikes how they changed the display on power consumption? Like, why? Why is it 310? Why are you apparently adding min consumption to a defined max consumption? Because in the code for this item, I guarantee the code for the consumption on this says 300 kilowatts, but yet it displays 310. It defines 300 and then a min is 10. The max should be 300, and yet it displays as 310. Is it 310 or is it 300? I don't know. The game is not displaying right stuff. It hasn't for a long time. Why is this 129? Why is this 140 with 4.5 min? Is it rounding? 103. Well, that's rounding down. 103.333. This is 100. This is 100 kilowatts as defined, specifically on the line to define the power for this item in code. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. See, this doesn't have a min consumption for the labs, and it's easy. It's 60 kilowatts. Hey, they use 60 kilowatts. That's accurate. It doesn't have a min. This is adding a min value onto the max value, and it shouldn't be doing that. Max is max. Max is max. That should be the end of it. Anyway, as soon as that stone gets down here, we should start seeing robots coming on to pick it up and deliver it to this stuff. So as soon as steel comes in, I will have rail greater than 0 units of rail. This will take a while. To be completely honest, this will take a while at current levels of production. Okay, in the meantime, while waiting on that, I can plan out what the rail system is going to look like. I will need a doohickey, radar, hi, hello radar, you're going to be there. I have done a thing that I should not have done by having this here. This needs moving up to the side. Oh, I can. Okay, it's very it's squeak throughy. Yeah, with all these ore patches, I was actually before the stream today. I was just thinking about that. I looked at this and I was like, you know, I should have set it to be further apart in the RSO settings. So this is the thing that you can actually change on the fly technically. Resource chance at 0.5 I think is a little bit too high for this. Maybe 0.3 would be better. That'll spread things out a lot more. That determines every 7 chunks. It will determine what to spawn. Even if the thing spawns over multiple chunks, it will spawn in all of that. So every area of 7, I think it's more like 7 by 7 zone, it will roll the dice for stuff to spawn, and I apparently had it a little bit too high. I did not expect this to be very close to each other like that, because we've got literally everything in relatively large amounts close by. I will use the rails. In fact, I will have my rails probably be right in here. This is a good vertical line right in here. Does it regenerate already spawned stuff? No, it does not. To do that, I would need to add in the mod to delete empty chunks. And then I would need to use it to delete all the empty chunks, which would remove all of the stuff, and then it would respawn as I explore the stuff again with the current resource generation setting. That's the only way to make that full adjustment like that. There is something I don't have revealed though among all of these beautiful ore patches, and that's gas. That's gas. I don't have gas. No gas wells are anywhere in any of this that has been revealed thus far, which is just so sad. It's so sad that there's no gas wells revealed among any of the things. I'm going to start limiting my chests on the outputs. I don't need to have that much stuff overall. I will need more signals than anything else, but I won't need that much on the other doohickeys. This insulated wire can be limited. This can be limited. I'll take a stack, but otherwise it can be very limited. I want all of the rail ever. The warehouse, the chests can all be limited. All be excuse me. chests can be limited, like so. All of these, yeah, just limit all of the things. I could use additional stacks of the trains and the cargo wagons. So that will be a thing. This is basically just upgrading these, so that can be limited by a lot, as well as these. So there's my limits set for most everything. I am okay with the construction bots being like so. This guy could use a limit. This guy, I guess, can be limited to there. And you can be limited to there. Am I providing resin? No, I'm not. It all goes into plastic. Alright. You, I guess, can limit there for all of those. Cool! That would be all of that for now. I am simply waiting on steel at this point. So I guess this is a great opportunity for getting into steel, better steel production, if I am so inclined, which I think I am. I need fuel. Fuel? Hello, fuel? Give fuel. Yeah, that's fine. Vehicle! Time for the rock finder to find all the rocks to smash into. As well as my power pole finder. This is so much better. Alright. Steel is going to eat up so much iron. Alright. I would need to do actual ore sorting at this point if I want to get better steel as a ratio of iron into steel, for a much improved ratio. Right now, I have 20 iron plates per second. That is the total amount I'm making. I have a bunch, actually, that is being converted immediately into the wonderful stuff here, the gear wheels. Whole bunch is being converted into gear wheels. And almost all of the rest is getting converted in an awful 8-to-1 ratio into steel plates. In order to get around that 8-to-1 ratio, I have to start doing angels refining for making steel. I have that tech already, so it's not like I can't get steel plates out of ingots right now. I think it's that one I need to look at. Yeah, so it's 8-to-1, but then I also have access to this 40 molten into 4 steel. So 40 molten into 4 steel, that's 10 molten per steel, so this would make 12 steel. Yes, 10-to-1, and that's 1-to-10. I have a single gray belt after the iron splitter that goes into the steel stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter as much, but I mean, I guess I can fix that little tile. Now that all of my iron is going to preferentially make steel, now I won't have any iron for anything. 12 steel ingots to 12 steel, that's okay. And then we have 24 iron ingots into 6. So that's 4-to-1. So 4 ingots to 1 steel plate. Need to add oxygen. Hey, it's a good thing we're making oxygen, right? And then the iron ingots from iron ore is a 1-to-1. So we saw that that was a 4-to-1 ratio of iron, ultimately, of iron ore into steel plates. 4-to-1, which is twice as good as the current ratio. And we just did that math offhand off of using what is it really used for here, but I could have just as easily shown you all of that in Hell mod. So we can double the ratio if I want. This should just be a simple matter of it's not even 1-to-1 on the sapphirite into iron, but if I go into the iron ore processing, it's 4 iron into 3 iron plates. All right, that's good to know. So it's a little bit different than what one would expect for going to steel. There is a little bit more math there, but for all intents and purposes, this is going to be a lot better over time to get into. The issue is getting the iron ore because of Angel's ores. Getting iron ore would mean having to go through and doing ore sorting into iron and copper, of which I have way more copper being produced right now than I'm currently using. And therein lies the problem. This is why I'm trying to get into individual ore sorting, which I think I can start setting up. Oh, hey, electric boilers. Those are good. I like those. I like electric boilers. Electric boilers are great. Mineral catalyst. So mineral catalysts will be required to do this ore sorting for iron, copper, lead, and tin. I want to do it for all 4 of the above. But I will need to make these, and to make these, I will need mineral sludge. The mineral sludge can be obtained through coal-filtered slag slurry with purified water. That's all fine. It does not matter to me. I'm okay with all of that because I can get the water on demand. Like the water purification is just water into stuff in a hydro plant. Not terrible. I can also do thermal water. Right. Right. I can actually do that because that was updated. So I can actually get my I think where is it? Where is it? There's a thing. Was it the slag slurry? I don't know. No, I'm probably thinking of mineral water. Probably thinking of that. Ah, we don't have the thermal water processing tech to do this. Thermal water into sludge. Okay, thermal water processing is going to be a chemical science tech right here. That's a little unfortunate having to go all the way into chemical science to get access to that, because that is like the way I would do this. It's so much easier just to tap into thermal water and there you go. Coal filter thermal water. Or well, over time I would actually prefer the ceramics, because those move faster than the coal ones and are a little bit easier to manage than throwing coal at it. So in the meantime, I would need to go through the whole effort of making sulfuric acid, which that is its own can of worms. To do this on the regular, I would need to do washing of coal into coke and then figure out the voiding of the coke / using of the coke for other things to provide a consistent supply of sulfuric wastewater that I could throw into a hydro plant to get some sulfur to eventually lead into the sulfuric acid via this sulfur dioxide out of sulfur. So the sulfur, you can do it. Oh, I don't even have that tech. Great. Water treatment too. I can get that tech. Hey, we're gonna go get that tech right quick. Add that to the list of things to get on my glorious, beautiful text. I'm actually gonna remove the thingy here. That's gonna take a whole bunch of time to get all of that science, that 350 units of science. It's taking long enough to get the 175 here. I want techs, actual techs, at the moment. I also want rail, but steel. See, we're in this really weird situation where we have to wait for steel to make more steel because we need rail to go forward. Yeah, so yeah, it's like, excuse me. Even with near enough all of my steel getting used. Rails are what? Rails are what? Rails are iron sticks, so at some point I'll run out of iron for iron sticks. Do I want to have as much production of the gear wheels as I have? No. I think the answer is going to be no, so what I'll do here is stop the output on a few of these. I'll keep one going just to have a trickle of the iron gear wheels, but what that's going to allow is for a lot more of the iron to cycle down and maximize my production here. I have steel versions of you. Yes, I should have steel versions of you. I have to be very careful, by the way, with this recipe. As we determined last time, if you use this recipe, it can end up converting the thingy into this. They can cycle furnace into thingy, furnace into thingy, furnace into thingy, furnace into thingy, furnace into thingy. We had that looping on us. Anyway, build that. That doubles the speed, by the way. It's quite convenient. Stuffs. Quite convenient. There we go. More stuffs. More. A whole 2.5 for all of my iron that I'm capable of producing. We are throughput limited on the inserters at this point. All the remaining iron that's being backed up here, that's all because of throughput limitations on the inserters. So we are getting a trickle of the iron plates going down at this point, along with a little bit more of the steel. But I do absolutely need to make some sort of a transition here. Let's have a look at chemical science, I guess, while I'm waiting on stuff to happen. Chemical science packs. Excuse me. There you are. Oh my god, that stuff. Alright, sure. Sure game. Alright. Let's see. So we've got saline into chlorine, hydrogen, and sodium hydroxide, and we've got salt plus purified into the same. I think the primary method early is that one. from the saline, from this, or from this. It's real bad either way. The salination plant doesn't come until after you have the blue science, sadly. Of course, sulfur, as I mentioned, getting a consistent supply of that is meh. Just meh. This is gonna show all the sulfuric wastewater stuff too for some reason, because it has sulfur in its name. Let's see. There isn't a consistent hydrogen sulfide gas at this point in the game, as far as I'm aware. So, multi-phase oil can give you a little bit of sulfuric wastewater, as well as the gas processing of it. The final output of the sulfur. Purified water and methane into sulfur. Okay. That's useful. That is useful. I want that. When do I get that? What tech is that? It's not going to come up as sulfur? Is it going to be advanced gas processing? Advanced chemistry? Rubber? Yeah, I think it's not going to be until actually getting into that. Because, like, I should be able to make stuff. Like, the methane is all the way back here, right? Yeah. Methane into sulfur. That's what I'm looking for. Is it you? That's all nutrient pulp. Where is that one that gives me the stuff? Thermal water? That's a new one. I have not seen that before. Let's remember that it's been over a year since I've really had a look at this phase of the game in Angels and Bobs. So things have likely very much changed. Ooh, polyethylene. That's gonna be interesting to make. Coke methane into solid fuel, coke cracking, which might be slightly useful for a source of hydrogen sulfide. But no, I want that recipe that gives me sulfur. Does it even exist? Oh boy, that's a great point. Is that even a thing as that's available? What is it really used for? Sulfur. Sulfur. Sulfur? It's not. It would be listed here if it was actually a thing to do, but no. This one's it's just completely disabled. Yeah. It doesn't have a tech to unlock it. That sucks. I can see why, because this is a very good way to get sulfur. But oh my god. Yeah, I want this. I want it. I want it, but it doesn't exist. That makes me so sad. It doesn't actually exist as it doesn't have a tech to unlock it. Gosh, that's frustrating. Wow. Well, what can I do to get this at this phase of the game? Wow. Green catalyst? No. No. There will be a time. This is not that time. This is not that time. Oh God, that's gonna be fun with temperature and things. So how the F will I get a consistent supply of sulfur? That is a great question. Like I don't even think that these are enabled as actual things that can be unlocked. Sulfur from hydrogen sulfide, sulfur from sulfur dioxide and hydrogen. Sulfur dioxide and hydrogen. Again, I have to actually look at this to see what I can actually do, and no, this is the only... Until I get water purification, this is the only two. These are the only things that actually exist, besides this sodium one here. Sulfuric wastewater is hydrorefining, as well as clean coal. And apparently, I can do natural gas separation and oil separation to get a little bit of sulfuric wastewater at the very end, or at the very beginning of this process. There's no way around it. I have to do this. I have to do this. This right here. That's the only way. The only way. So let's do clean coal. The cleanest of clean coal. I need to pick up the sulfur from the water treatment. Where is that? Where's water treatment sulfur? There. I need this from clean coal. The cleanest of clean coal. And yeah, that'll tell me what I ultimately need there. This will need purified water, which I can combine oxygen and hydrogen back into purified water. But no, this is going to be done in this stuff. More hydro plants. I'm going to need a few hydro plants. A few hydro plants. That's done in a Bob's electrolyzer? No. An Angel's stuff, please. I'm not going to look at the engine units. I have engine units. I know how to do those, but that's going to be, yeah, stuff things. Those things? Yeah, those things. Oh, joy. Wait, what? 1 monosilicon, 6 silicon wafers. 1 monosilicon, 3 silicon wafers. By the character and assembling machines. Okay. That is nitrogen. I need to get into the nitrogen actual production thingy. Doohickey, this is 2. So that's actually more advanced stuff. Rocket boosters. Resin one, sure. Just all the tech, all of it. I don't care. Just do tech. Do tech. Do the tech. Be the tech. Anyway, I'm just like wasting all the time at this point. This will be great once I can do ore sorting for silicon. It'll be fantastic when I can do that. Oh, and then this is like, yeah, resin and... Really? Resin and wood for phenolic. Phenol. Phenol? Phenol. Phenol. Where's... I'm really used to playing with, Pie Suite at this point. Like, phenol for phenolic words, please. Please? Please? Phenol? One. Yeah, half a thing, 50 stuff. One whole coal per second to make half a sulfur in the end. Interesting, and I have to deal with the coke. I'll have to deal with it. Why are you not thingy? Why you no thingy? Thingy? Because... Because I already have it listed right there. I don't have matrix solver. I don't apparently need matrix solver. All right, sure. Yeah, this will make the purified. That gets used here. That gives sulfuric wastewater, provides purified 35 back. But, yeah, it's net plus 35. I could reduce the amount of water ultimately used here, but eh. What do I need for these things? I know I have all the way up to chemical science. I'm not actually going to be paying attention to that. I'm just going to be paying attention to this part right in here, this stuff right here. What I need for this. Oh, hey, we have boilers for electric boilers for steam on demand. That's great. I need to have hydro plants. Apparently, I have made hydro plants as well as clarifiers, so that's good. What about the requisite number of the liquefiers? I need liquefiers. I could use flare stacks as well, so let me do that. And I will need regular boilers to boil away excess steam. And I should have overflow valves. Okay. So what I'll do, what I will absolutely do is I will direct connect a whole bunch of steam engines to the boilers that'll be consuming all of the coke that's going to output from this. I will also have an overflow valve for venting the excess steam of the power that is not being used, so that I can guarantee that the coke is always being consumed and I am always producing sulfur. That will be the point, the idea there. Where I'm going to do this, I don't think it really matters so much. It just needs to be by a source of coal. And it will make me some sulfur. And even once I do get sulfur, or sulfuric acid, ultimately, this is just to get the sulfur to start the process of making the sulfuric acid, I then have to give it slag, or crushed stone, which means more of this process, and then once I have my catalysts in the end, and having to make the coal filters and all of that to do the catalysts, mineral catalysts, which is going to require me to also make... Where are you? The crystallizers. Where are those? Hello? Do I not have those? Do I just not have those? These guys right here. Crystallizer. I have to make those. I also have to mine Givelite and bring Givelite. I have to crush Givelite, and I have to have crushed Steratite to then make just iron and process the just iron through the blast furnace into ultimately ingots, into melted iron, or into steel ingots after that. both, actually. And then it's making me the molten from the ingots and then casting that molten in the end into the final plates. So there's this huge process to still go through. Where in the F are crystallizers? Up here in resource refining, for some strange ass reason, they are up here. I need even more steel. Wow. How much stuff? I have a few rails. A few rails. Here, gimme... Oh, I also need filtration units. That's another thing. I need filtration units, I need crystallizers. Yeah, it's so much stuff. And we're just waiting around and planning today. This entire first hour, I have done stone. And a whole bunch of planning. Getting my head wrapped around all of these wonderful things. I hope this is at least helping anyone who has some questions on what you should do when, and like what you need to do to get into the individual ore sorting, because it's a mission to get into individual ore sorting. It is a mission and a half to get there. It is an achievement, is how I'll put it, to get into it. I guess let oh, I am already doing that. Where's chemical science? Hello? You? I need this, followed by this, followed by that, to actually unlock all that stuff. Alright, let's get into the stuffs now. I need to first crush coal into crushed coal. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to process said crushed coal. I need some steel furnaces. Steel metal mixing furnaces would be great for this. I could use steel. Could always use steel. Ah, see what it's doing? It's... at least I have the steel for this at the moment, but ugh. It can do awful things to you. At times. That will be doing... No, I'm not doing that. What the heck? I am doing the crystallizer. That, or the liquefier. Yes, liquefying. Each of these does 0.75, so I would need 4. Hello. 6 liquefiers. Are you joking? No, you're not joking, are you? Hi. 6 liquefiers. That is dumb. That's better. What's gonna be more stupid is connecting all the pure water. I mean, because that's fine, but then there's this. Like, then there's that! Ta-da! And then there's all the outputs of all of the things. 6 of these, making 4.5. That's a lot. Allet. It's allet. And then I have to see, like, which which direction is everything gonna go in, and all that good stuff. Give power. Speaking of power, I need more power poles. Down I go. More power poles. Power poles! Wherefore art thou, power poles? I could have sworn I was making them through the belt mall. That's what I'm doing. It was up here. Up here. These beautiful things. Yes, I have a few of them now. A few medium electric power poles. And I could use all of my nanobot stuff. Gears, of course. Of course, gears. Gears. Yeah, stuff. Stuff has accrued. While I have been talking, stuff has been accruing. There you go. And, of course, I will need to provide purified water. How much purified water? 112.5 purified water. That is going to be interesting. 100 and... Okay, that's 2. Exactly 2. That's... Yeah. I can, like, classify with one classifier. The classiest classifier. And then... give water. Ta-da! Okay, I now have to deal with 4.5 coke per second, or 4 coke per second, actually, because this makes 4, this does 4.5. 4 per second of stuff. Coke. I mean, it's glorious that I have the coke. In fact, I do want to, like, make a bot chest full of this stuff to put in on my network. A whole bunch of this, because it is very valuable as a thing to have. Just in general, make me coke all of the time. And it has stopped because I need to use the sulfuric wastewater. I do need to handle the overflow out of here. So a standard, or I guess I could do Mark II. Mark II boilers! Must have steel. This is the problem with going into Mark II stuff is, well, needs all the steel on the planet. Alright, so each of these does 3.6 megawatts of conversion. The fuel value of coke is what? There will be an exam. The fuel value of the coke is 2.5. What? You go from 4 megajoules to 2.5, but you're converting 2 into 4. You're converting 1 into 2. So you go from 4 to 5 total megajoules by doing this. Okay. You go from 4 to 5 total in the form of, like, 2 doohickeys. Well, 2.5 megajoules times 4.5. Or 4, in this case, would be 10. So I have to deal with 10 megajoules of stuff. In the end, that would be, if we divide 10 by 3.6, we end up with 3, or 2.7 repeating, so 3 of these will be required with a source of water. And I'm going to build it like so, with power. Power is everything. This is going to make steam. This is going to make steam. Then steam will go into sufficient amounts of steam engines. This is not going to be as efficient because of the temperature thing. This is making 315 C temperature. This caps at 165. It's going to consume at the same rate. It's like I'm losing half of my fuel value by doing it with the Mark 1s, but you know what? I just want to make sure I use my stuff, okay? Just want to make sure I use the stuff. But this will not be enough over time, so the rest will get overflow valved. 60 each, so in this case 180 on the output. That does fall within the realm of a single flare stack. Because as we found out in one of the streams thus far, Steam has a void recipe. This is not the same as the flare stack void. So is this a classifier void? In fact, this void is not the same icon as any of the other voids. Because the other voids are an angel's icon. This doesn't actually void. This doesn't actually void. Which sucks. Why would you do this to me? Well, I could make carbon and use it to do carbon monoxide to then void through the thing. Is that it? I think that's it. As I've been sitting a little bit too low. I think that's actually what to do here. So we go liquefier into carbon. I need to be able to process up to 4 units of this. It does need steam to do this, so I think I will keep the one boiler, standard boiler with its water supply. And inserter there. The rest of the stuff will go into these. I'm actually going to move this a little bit around. Yeah, see, that's not even remotely ideal. I can just use regular stuffs there. More liquefiers. I need 3 at least. Long-handed inserters. Probably gonna need more than 1 each, yeah. And then it was what into the carbon dioxide? Or monoxide? That's not the right carbon. Carbon. That one. That into carbon monoxide by adding purified water in an additional set of liquefiers. I need to process 4, I think. So that's times 50%. So it's 50% more, so that's 5? Point something? 4? No, 4 times 1.5 is 6. So 6 flat. I need to process in here by liquefiers. That's 8. Oh boy. Oh boy. So many liquefiers that I'll need. More stuff. More stuff. Gee, I hope you're enjoying all of this. This wonderful stuff. Oh boy. It would be useful, of course, to have access to the carbon as well. If I'm going to go through this effort of making the carbon as well, I may as well use it. So we're going to fill a chest with coke, and then we're going to fill a chest with carbon. And then we're going to void it by doing carbon monoxide. Like, what even is this life? Oh, there's the Nixie tubes. Maybe we'll use them this time. I'll say that every time and never actually use them. I don't even know what I want anymore. Ooh. 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 Processed iron smelting. Yes, please. Yes, that actually would come in very handy with what I'm about to do, because that would improve the ratio of ore into ingots. 2 ore per processed. 8 times... Well, 8 into 24, that's 3. So 1 processed into 3 ingots. And it's 2 iron per processed. So 2 iron in ore into 3 ingots. Is that what I'm getting out of this? 2 iron per 3 ingots. And then I can do the regular stuff after that. The rest of that doesn't matter as much. That's all good to know. Very good to know. And then the carbon monoxide is just going to end up getting voided here. I will eventually have a use for it. I could actually add steam to make carbon dioxide, or I could use it for, like, any of this other crap. that uses it, but I don't see much point. There's nickel processing that uses monoxide, so but I don't have that yet. I probably won't for a while. Phosgene is not used in anything at this point in time. I can't believe I'm actually having to do this huge amount of stuff just to be able to void a freaking solid fuel. I guess I should be thankful that I can even void a solid. Because often you just can't void solids. Period. In this mod pack, anyway. Would love to be able to void solids. How much of stuff? 300? That's, free. 1, 2, 3. Uh, 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 3 of those is gonna make 40. I can actually just bring this over to keep it all together on the saline. There you go. And get the purified water in. Give power. And give the power here, too. That's very important. And I guess I'm done. Give power to this guy here. And that is that. Add the flare stacks. Add those flare stacks. I would have 6. That would be 300. I would need 2 flare stacks. Doinky, doinky. Of course, they're just far enough away that I need 2 power poles. How to get consistent supply of sulfuric wastewater out of cleaning coke. This was supposed to be a stream about setting up my rails. No, instead we have the sulfuric wastewater production. Consistent sulfuric wastewater production. That I actually was able to get to this point is astounding. Just in terms of my own progression for the day today. Did I ever do a chest for those? I don't think so. How many of these do I need to process the whatever 200 or 112 and a half? I don't know. It is halfway through the stream today. That is my alarm, signify that we have made it. We have survived half the stream. My goodness. Thermal to Lithia. Interesting. That's a new icon, by the way, for Lithia water. I'm pretty sure my memory on the Lithia water is that that used to be like red. Not that color. So sulfuric wastewater gets processed into mineralized water as well as purified water and sulfur, which is what we want out of this. That is what we want. I need 2 of these to process what I'm getting out of this and probably reposition and all that. But with that, folks, it is time to take a brief break. For those of you watching the VODs on YouTube, I am so very sorry for spending so much time today just looking and doing nothing besides planning. We at least got something in progression thus far. But yeah, I will be back for the second half of the stream in the next episode. For those of you watching live, I will see you all in a few minutes.